What will people think is such a popular conundrum in my client sessions. And it's a very real thing because not everybody has a kind and supportive family, or sometimes people are in situations where they feel alone or they feel different. Walking outside the lines is seen as a threat. So they not welcome, but what happens is that sort of passive aggressive behavior where people are like, oh, right, you're doing this now, are you? You know the things. So what will people think can be really limiting. And already there are so many reasons in our head that our heads tell us that we're not ready, we shouldn't do this, you've got enough going on as it is, why am I adding this to my plate, etc. All of those potential obstacles are there. And yet this, what will people think, is an easy one to work with, to understand and move through with this simple exercise. This is an exercise I did myself. It's a bit gloomy, but it really worked for me. Here it is. Firstly, when I was saying what will people think, I really identified who those are. Who are those people that I'm really worried about? Where am I frightened of, I don't know, being exposed or being threatened or treated badly or all of those things? And I sort of came up with a list. I came up with the worst case scenario list. But once I saw it, once I got everything out, I was like, oh, okay, that's who these people are. Interesting. Then what happened was I looked at how old these stories were. So lots of these people were people who I'd maybe not seen for 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. And certainly if I saw them down the street now, it would either be like a polite hello or I don't know, like it would be so rare and random to see these people anyway. And I can't imagine this person would suddenly, you know, like nothing had ever happened, somebody coming and threatening to flush my head down the toilet. So I sort of didn't need to worry about that. And the third thing I came up with is, would these people be at my funeral? And that took me to quite a dark place, because then I was like, who would be on the guest list? But if my friends and family were organising it, they wouldn't necessarily message these people because they would know I wouldn't have a connection with them. And also, if I was doing the guest list, I wouldn't put them on there either. So my final realization was, why am I allowing these people who would not be on at my funeral, these people in death, to have such a featured main character energy in my life? And I sat with that for a little bit and I worked on it and I analyzed it and I questioned it, and I came up with a plan to release it, to reframe these. And you know what? I really invite you to do the same, because so many of these phrases, such as what will people think or imposter syndrome, they put like a line in the sand and we assume we can go no further. It's like it brings us to a dead end. And the truth is, we have to find a way to go round it and over it or through it or under it. If you've read We're Going on a Bear Hunt, you will know. We can't just accept these things like, oh, well, that's the way it is then. It isn't. Because I know you want to do brilliant, amazing things in the world. And we have to get good at finding a way through. And the fact that some girl, like I was mentioning earlier, when I was 13 or 14, threatened to like beat me up, it's not a good enough excuse to not move forward, to not create the life and the impact that I want to for my family, for my friends, for my community, for the world. I know that's very Miss World to say, but it's true. We have to question it. I hope you will too. I hope that was useful. Let me know if you want to book a strategy session, if you want to make some mega moves. Let's go. I am ready. Lots of love. Bye.